In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make these wonderful butterfly lace appliques. They can be worked into doilies. They can be used as a standalone applique on a jacket or a pair of jeans or a purse. You can hang them as an ornament. There are so many different things that these can function as. In addition, you're the one who will embellish them with whatever your heart desires, so that you can give these butterflies the personality that suits you and your taste, or whomever you may be gifting this to. Or embellish them in a way that works with the art piece this butterfly might find its way into. Let me give a warm welcome to all my Weaving Wyrd siblings. For those of you who aren't in the know, my name is Sig. I'm a retired tattoo artist turned active fiber artist and crocheter. And here on my channel, you and I get to create a little magic with every knot. So don't forget to hit the subscribe and like buttons. It doesn't cost you anything, but it does help me to provide you with tutorials featuring original designs, classic patterns, and lacy motifs. I'm always interested in your feedback, so feel free to leave your comments and questions below. For today's tutorial, you're going to want a variety of a few things. You're going to want a pair of scissors, a smallish tapestry needle. I am using a number 6 or a 1 millimeter hook. And then also you're going to want at least 2 colors of number 10 crochet thread. Also, for your embellishments, and this is completely up to you as to how you do this, you're going to want to have an assortment of beads, possibly jump rings, buttons, whatever you think is going to look best and suit the purposes of your butterfly. And for today's tutorial, I have chosen to use Aunt Lydia's thread, their classic crochet thread, size 10. And the colors I'm using is going to be just your basic black. And then also this variegated red thread. And the colorway of this is called Bowl of Cherries. I'm going to begin by chaining 42 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 39, 40, 41, and 42. Next, I'm going to slip stitch in the second chain from my hook. And then I'm going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches. Then I'm going to single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and then 2. Next, I'm going to half double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. After that, I'm going to want to double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Now, next, I'm going to want to do a double crochet decrease. Now, for those of you who don't know how to do that, this is how it's done. I'm going to start like I would a normal double crochet, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stop the process when I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, I'm going to insert my hook into that next stitch, I'm going to pull through that yarn, and then I'm going to complete it like I would complete a normal double crochet. So yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those 3 loops. This is a little different, but what you're doing essentially is you're taking 2 stitches and you're turning them into 1. So after I've done that, I'm going to do a regular double crochet in the next stitch. And then next I'm going to do a double crochet decrease 2 times. So I'm going to use the next 4 stitches to do this with. So my first double crochet decrease, I'm going to begin my double crochet, and I'm going to stop just when I get my 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to insert my hook into the next stitch. I'm going to pull that thread through, I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to complete this like I would any other normal double crochet. And then I'm going to do that one more time for my second double crochet decrease. Next, I'm going to double crochet in each of the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then in the next stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet increase of 2. So basically what that means is I'm going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. So it'll be 1 and 2. Now in my next stitch, I'm going to do a double crochet increase, but I'm going to do a double crochet increase of 3. So basically that's going to be 3 double crochets in the next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then in the stitch after that, I'm going to do a single double crochet. Just 1 regular double crochet. Now I'm going to mirror the other side. So we've gotten the first half of the top colored part of our butterfly finished, and your piece should look something similar to this. I'm going to move on, and in the next stitch, I'm going to do the double crochet increase of 3. So again, I'm going to place 3 double crochets into that next stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. And then I'm going to place a double crochet increase of 2 into the next stitch. So that'll be 2 double crochets in the same stitch, 1 and 2. And then next I'm going to place a double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and then of course 2 in that next stitch. Now I'm going to do a double crochet decrease 2 times. So I'm going to work in the next 4 stitches, and I'm going to begin with my first double crochet decrease. And we got 1 completed. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the next one. And then after that, I'm going to do a double crochet in the next stitch. And then after that, I'm going to do another double crochet decrease. So yarn over, insert my hook into the next stitch, pull that through, and complete the decrease. Next, I'm going to place a double crochet in the next stitch, and then another double crochet in the stitch after that. Then I'm going to place a half double crochet in the stitch after that, and a half double crochet again in the next stitch. Then I'm going to do a single crochet in the stitch after that. And then one more single crochet in the stitch after that. And then next I'm going to slip stitch 3 times. So you should have 3 chains left in your row, and each one of those is going to get a slip stitch. So far your work should look something like this. And next, I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to turn my work. Next, I'm going to skip that first slip stitch there. And then in the next one, I'm going to make a single crochet. And then I'm going to chain 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip the next stitch. And then I'm going to single crochet in the stitch after that. I'm going to do this 7 more times. Chain 4, skip a stitch, single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 4, skip a stitch, and then single crochet in the stitch after that. There, I've done it 3 more times. I'll meet you right back here. Now once I have 9 loops on this side, it should bring me right here to the center of this V shape. Or rather U shape, whichever way you want to look at it. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to then single crochet in the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Then after that, I'm going to continue with my loops. So I'm going to do this pattern 9 times, and I'll show it to you again. So for this side, it's going to be a single crochet in the next stitch. Chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip a stitch, and then begin your next loop with a single crochet. I've done that once. I'm going to continue doing that 8 more times, and I'll meet you right back here when I've finished that. So now that you have 9 chain 4 loops on the second half of your wings, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and then turn our work. Now here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch into this first chain 4 loop. And then I'm going to single crochet right there into that same loop. And then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to single crochet into the next 4 chain loop or space, whichever way you want to call it. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then into the next chain 4 space. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And continue this until we've finished 6 5-chain loops. Now, we want to do this a total of 6 times. So I've got 6 5-chain loops on this first side of the wing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Next, I want to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then single crochet in the next 4 chain space. And then again, I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet in this next 4 chain space. So now we should have something that looks like this. Next, I'm going to make 3 single crochets in the center 3 single crochets. So I'm going to have 1, 2, and then 3. Next, I'm going to slip stitch into this next 4 chain space. And then I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I'm going to single crochet in the next 4 chain space. And then I'm going to chain 3. And I'm going to single crochet into the next 4 chain space. And then lastly, I'm going to follow this next pattern. I'm going to chain 5, and then I'm going to single crochet in the following chain 4 space. So I'm going to do that 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's going to be my first in the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My second in the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My third. I'm going to do it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is the completion of row 3. I realize we really haven't been counting rows, but that is the completion of row 3. So next I'm going to actually slip stitch into this stitch here in row 1, just like so. And then I'm going to chain 1 and turn the work. So this is what you should have right now. And then turn the work. And then next we'll get started on row 4. So next I'm going to slip stitch into the next 5 chain space. So I'm probably going to make 2 slip stitches. 1 and 2 just to get me into that space. Then I'm going to single crochet. Then I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to then single crochet in the next 5 chain space. I'm going to do this a total of 5 times, so I've done my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth. So now I've done my chain 5 single crochet pattern 5 times. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip this next 5 chain space. And I'm going to single crochet in the 5 chain space after that. So yours should look something similar to this. Then I'm going to make my 3 single crochets into these 3 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. Next, I'm going to single crochet into this next 5 chain space. I'm going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip this next 5 chain space, and I'm going to single crochet in the 5 chain space after that. It should look like this. And then I'm going to follow the pattern of 5 single crochets plus a single crochet in the next 5 chain space. And I'm going to do that 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a single crochet. And I'm going to do that 4 more times. Once I've done that, I'm going to slip stitch right into the base of there on the edge. I'm going to chain 1. So far my work should look like this, or rather your work should look like this. This is what my work looks like. And then I'm going to turn my work after I chain that 1. And then for row 5, I'm going to begin in the first 5 chain space. And for that one, I'm going to do a series of stitches. So I'm going to begin by placing 2 single crochets in there, plus 2 half double crochets. Plus 2 double crochets. And 2 treble crochets, all in that same 5 chain space. Now I'm going to make a treble crochet into the next single crochet, which is right here. And then in the next 5 chain space, I'm going to place 8 treble crochets. Once I do that, I'm going to single crochet in the next 5 chain space. And then in the next 5 chain space after that, I'm going to place 8 treble crochets. And then in the next 5 chain space, I'm going to place another single crochet. And then in this next 5 chain space, I'm going to treble crochet 8 more treble crochets. Now once I've completed my 8 trebles, I'm going to again place 3 single crochets in these next 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3. And then in my next 5 chain space, I'm going to place 8 treble crochets. Next, I'm going to place a single crochet in the next 5 chain space, and following that with 8 treble crochets in the 5 chain space after that. And again, I'm going to place a single crochet in the next 5 chain space. And then I'm going to place 8 treble crochets in the 5 chain space after that. Now after that, I'm going to place another treble right here into this single crochet stitch. And then in the next 5 chain space, I'm going to place 2 treble crochets. And then I'm going to also place 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to place 2 half double crochets. And then 2 single crochets. And then I'm going to slip stitch in the next 2 rows. So I'm going to place 2 slip stitches. And then I'm going to chain 3. So this is what my work looks like so far, and yours should look like something similar. So now that I have my 3 chains, I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, and I'm going to single crochet in the stitch after that. And I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to skip the next 2 stitches, and then I'm going to single crochet in the stitch after that. I'm going to do that 7 more times, and basically that little stretch, I'm going to have a total of 9 chain 3 spaces. So far I have 1 and I have 2, and now I need 7 more. Okay, so now that I have my 9 chain 3 loops, I'm then going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this time I'm going to simply skip 1. And then I'm going to single crochet. And I want to do this a total of 3 times. Now once I've completed my 3 4 chain loops, I should have a couple of stitches left. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'm going to single crochet 3 single crochets right there in the middle. So 1, 2, and 3. Next, I'm going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 2, and then I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. Then I'm going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 1. I'm going to single crochet. Again, I'm going to single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to skip 1, and I'm going to single crochet. And I'm going to do that one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 1, and then single crochet. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, skip 2, and then single crochet. I'm going to do that 9 times. So it mirrors the first side of the wings. So the second side of the wings look just like it. So 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and single crochet. Now I'm going to do that 8 more times. 1, 2, 3, skip 2, and then single crochet. Do it 7 more times. Now once I've completed that and I have my 9 3 chain loops, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slip stitch into the next stitch. And then I'm going to fasten this off. Now you can take this time to weave in your ends, or you can wait until the end of the project to weave in your ends. Whatever you prefer to do is fine. Now next you're going to want to turn your work and have the right side facing you. And in this case, kind of upside down. And then the next thing we want to do is tie into this first 4 chain loop. Then next, I want to make a single crochet in that same loop. Then next, I want to make a half double crochet. And then again, a double crochet. And then another double crochet. All in that same loop. Next, I'm going to place a double crochet right here into this next single crochet. And then in my next 4 chain loop, I want to place 2 double crochets. Plus 4 treble crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now next I want to place a treble crochet in this next single crochet stitch. And in this next 4 chain space, I want to place 5 treble crochets. And when I've completed those 5 trebles, I want to put a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch. Next, I want to place 2 double crochets into the next 4 chain loop. So 1, 2, plus a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Now next I want to put 3 single crochets, or rather a single crochet in each of the next 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then of course we're going to mirror on the other side exactly what we did on this side. So I'm going to begin with a single crochet in the next chain 4 space, plus a half double crochet, plus 2 double crochets. Then I want to place a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch. And then in the next chain 4 space, I want to place 5 trebles. 1 and 5. And I want to place a treble into this next single crochet stitch. And then in my next chain 4 space, I want to place 4 trebles. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then next I want to place 2 double crochets in that same space. So 1 and 2. Again, I want to place a double crochet into the next single crochet stitch right here. And then here in my last 4 chain space, I want to place 2 double crochets. So 1, 2, plus a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, and then a slip stitch. Next, I want to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to turn my work. So next, I am going to skip 2. I'm going to single crochet in the next stitch. And then I'm going to chain 3. I'm going to skip 2, and then single crochet in the next stitch. And I want to do this 5 more times. So basically I'll end up with a total of 7 loops. Now once you have all your 7 loops, this should bring you right down here to the center area of the butterfly. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to single crochet 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to skip 2. I'm going to basically do this 7 times, so I'm going to repeat this 6 more times. So 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and then slip stitch, and I'm going to fasten off. So your piece should look like this. And next we're going to move on to the black. So for the black, what I want to do is I want to tie it into this very middle free loop. So you can see right here, in between these 3 or rather this one single double crochet right here in between the two stitches that had the 3 double crochets together. So this is going to be the stitch that we start in. And that's going to be the one I tie it into right there into that free loop. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to place a single crochet right there into that same stitch. Once we've created our slip stitch and our single crochet right there in that center single double crochet stitch right above it in the free loop, I'm going to want to double crochet 22, and that should put you right up here in front of this next 3 chain loop. So again, using the free loops, 1, 2. So next, I'm going to place 2 single crochets in this next 3 chain loop. So I'm going to have 1 and 2. Then I'm going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to single crochet in the next 3 chain loop. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. And I'm going to do this in the next loop. And we will do this for a total of 14 loops. So now that we've completed a total of 14 loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm going to go ahead and place 3 single crochets in this next 3 chain loop. So I've got 1, 2, and then 3. Next, I'm going to place a single crochet in each of the 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to place 3 more single crochets in this next 3 chain loop. So 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to start the process over again with my single crochet in the next loop. Then chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And single crochet in the next loop. So we should end with a total again of 14 loops. 1, 2, 3. So now that I've got my 14 loops on this side, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place 1 more single crochet in that last 3 chain loop. And then I'm going to single crochet 22 right down the edge of the top part of this wing. And that should bring me right back here to this very last stitch. And then I'm going to join. So that'll be 1. And then 2. And I'll continue on down. And then I'm going to join with a slip stitch. So now your piece should look something similar to this. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and chain 25. So 1, 2, 24, and 25. Next, I'm going to skip 19. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. And this is where I'm going to tie my first antenna in. with a slip stitch. And then I'm going to slip stitch in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now in my first loop, I'm going to make a single crochet and then a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, and then a treble crochet, then I'm going to make a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And that gives me my first scallop. And I'm going to do this a total of 7 times. So I've already completed 1, and I'm going to do that 6 more times. Now once I've gotten my 7 scallops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 completed, I'm going to go ahead and place 3 single crochets in the next loop. So 1, 2, and 3. And then in the next 2 loops, I'm going to do what I did before, and that'd be single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. I'm going to do that one more time in the next loop. Single, half, a double, and treble. And then a double, a half, and a single. Now in this next loop, I'm going to place a single and a half double crochet, and then I'm going to place a double crochet, and I'm going to then place 3 treble crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then I'm going to place a treble crochet right here into this next single crochet. Next, I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Then I'm going to bring this around and I'm going to slip stitch it right here at the top of this treble. And then in this next stitch, I'm going to place 3 trebles into the next loop. 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to place a double crochet in that same loop. 1, and then a half double crochet, and then also a single crochet, all in that same loop. And then in this next loop, I'm going to place a single crochet and then a half double crochet, a double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet, all in the same loop. Now, in this next loop, I'm going to place 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Next, I'm going to skip these 2 single crochets, and in this third single crochet, I'm going to place a single crochet, and then I'm going to single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So now that we've come over to the other side of the wing, I'm going to mirror this first side that we've just completed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the next 2 single crochets, and then I'm going to single crochet 4 single crochets in the next loop. And then in the loop after that, I'm going to make a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, a treble crochet, a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. In the next loop, I'm going to place a single crochet, and then a half double crochet, a double crochet, and then I'm going to place 3 treble crochets into that same loop. So 1, 2, 3. Next, I'm going to place a treble crochet right here into this next single crochet. Then I'm going to chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of this treble. And then I'm going to place 3 trebles in the next chain space in my next loop here. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to place a double crochet next to that, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Now in my next loop, I'm going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, a treble crochet, then a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. And repeat that again in the next loop. Single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, treble crochet, half double crochet, and then a single crochet. Now in this next space, I'm going to go ahead and single crochet 3. 1, 2, and 3. You should have 7 loops left. And in each of the next 7 loops, we're going to repeat what we've been doing the majority of the time. And that's going to be a single crochet, a half double crochet, a double crochet, a treble crochet, then a double crochet, a half double crochet, and then a single crochet. I'm going to do that 6 more times. So now once I've completed the scallops on my wing, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch 5. Next, I'm going to chain 25. So 1, 2. And so once I have my 25 chained, I want to make sure that my chains are straight. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take this antennae and move it underneath the antennae we've already got completed. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. And I'm going to slip stitch it right here into the same or next stitch over. And then I'm going to fasten off and weave in my ends. So now you should have something that looks like this. And once you've woven in your ends, it's time for you to start considering, how we're going to embellish our butterfly. So for example, if you want to sew beads on first, or strategically, depending on how you want to do your work, you can do that before blocking. But I suggest blocking first and then sewing your beads into place. Now, if you want this piece to be stiffened, like with a stiffener of some sort, you're probably going to want to go ahead and block your piece and stiffen your piece. And then you might find that, depending on how you stiffen it, you might need to think in terms of gluing your beads on, whether it be with like a hot glue gun or some sort of epoxy. These are all going to be things that are up to you according to how you want to embellish your butterfly. I personally am going to go ahead and I'm going to sew the center part of my butterfly's body on now. And I can do that because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow this very center single crochet that sits, you had your 3 single crochets. I'm going to sew right along that center line. And then I'm going to block my work. And then any additional beads for embellishment, like the little crystals that are going to hang off the tails of these butterflies, I will add them at the end. So I'll see you right back here after everything is blocked. So now it's your turn to embellish your butterflies in a way that works perfectly for you or the project you plan to incorporate it in. So don't forget to check out my other videos if you liked this one. And with all that said and all that housekeeping out of the way, until we meet again, stay creative, stay amazing, and above all, keep weaving your own Wyrd. Bye-bye now.